What's up, guys? It's Quincy with Coin Club Crypto. Welcome to my channel. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe, and talk about it with your friends if you like what we have to talk about. Now, today I'm going to be talking about how demand gets built upon different blockchain networks. And when people think of demand, especially in terms of blockchain, they sort of think of like the high school version or the high school economics version of like supply and demand, participants, supply, how many are there out there, what's the total engagement volume or trading volume and how many people are trading them and, all that. But we don't really get into sort of the macro aspect of how they're going to build demand. And the demand is going to be built around the native token. And there's going to be two aspects of the native token that's going to build demand over time. And the first aspect is going to be that there's going to be gas fees on the network. So whatever fees that are native to the network itself are going to have to be paid in that native token. And as more participants participate on the network, the more fees get paid in that native token. This can be in the form of smart contracts or just in native fees. The second part is going to be in liquidity. So every network is going to have a native token that's going to have a high amount of liquidity due to the overall market cap of the token. So however many tokens there are plus the value, and then the participants are trading with each other, will provide liquidity in the ecosystem. Now, that native token will be the most liquid asset in that ecosystem. So if you had let's say you had native token A, and let's say in this ecosystem you wanted to issue billions of dollars of stable coins. Well, even if you had billions of dollars of stable coins of whatever, be able to have the maximum liquidity as people engage with buying and selling with those stable coins will also boost the market cap of the underlying token, meaning that no matter what, the underlying token is going to be the highest, it's going to be the most liquid asset in that given economy. Now, this is super, super, super important. So let's get into the three things that are going to build up demand because of those things. Now, the first thing is going to be demand being built up upon assets that reside on that network. So with any given network, not only can you have stable coins, but you can also have underlying currencies and underlying like stocks and securities. So let's say you issued a stock on one of these networks and the stock appreciated in value over time. Well, as that stock appreciated in value, it'll also build demand in liquidity for the network or for the native token in regards of people being able to freely move in and out or move their value in and out of that stock or security into other means of value on the network. And as other means of value become more in demand on these blockchains, so did the underlying blockchain native token. So that ends up being pretty cool. Now, also, we have the overall demand for smart contracts and dApps on the network. Now, earlier I said there's going to be demand for gas for different applications or network fees that run on the network, but there's also going to be higher demand for applications as they build demand for whatever the application may do. So let's say someone launches the next like Twitter on another one of these blockchains, and it goes from 1 million users to hundreds of millions of users to potentially 1 billion users. Well, as the demand for that application goes up from the users, so does the demand for the network token and the demand for the network itself to essentially run the application. And this will also build demand for the network as a whole. And one big thing to really get into this is not only will smart contracts and applications do this, but so will corporations. So let's say I was a corporate entity and I listed all of my items in my store as NFTs as a means of being able to purchase and prove the purchase of the item you just bought. And as you did so, I was able to do so in either the native token or stablecoin or whatever. As I have more transactions of just selling whatever items I'd be selling, just using that as a medium of exchange, it will add more network volume, driving more demand to the overall network because you're using that network. You're just essentially using that network as a means to transact the different items you want to transact, whether it's different currencies, whether it's different NFTs and different items you want to sell, or whatever it may be, whether it's just applications that people are engaging with. And this is huge because this is what the real driving factor for adoption in these networks. This is what the real sort of macro demand is over time, because what ends up happening is as more and more people use these, as the demand of the applications and the assets and the markets they're participating goes up, well, so does demand for the underlying network. And that's all I had for that one. I'll see you on the next one. Later.